Support my content by becoming a patron on patreon.com/GiantMusic.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. I'm your host, Hotshot Ginger, and with me I have my fabulous co-host,
Giant Music, now available on Amazon, iTunes. No, okay. Yes, Giant Music, I'm here.
Hey guys.
I'm happy to be here, Hotshot. Good times.
Happy to have you. So, as you guys can see, we've completely switched the roles around for this podcast. So, I'm the one doing the intro, I'm the one running the ship, and then Giant is just kind of here.
Yeah, but honestly, like, you've done the intro a bunch of times that it's not weird to me anymore.
No, me doing the intro, yeah, that's totally fine. But me actually, like, introducing the podcast and everything else, that we've
No,
never
I've
done.
introducing
It's
the
always
podcast
been-
horribly, and then you're going to correct me. That's how it's going to go, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let me go ahead. Okay, hi, guys. So this is the
All right.
topic. We're talking about this show where, like, there's, like, animals, and you can, like, throw balls at them, and then they get captured.
Good God, okay,
Wait, I'm not
you've
done.
done
I'm
it
not
horribly
done. I'm not
before.
done. Okay, and then, like, that's, like, the show, basically. There's, like, this kid, and he, like, stays useful forever, and he collects, like, all of them, and then there's, like, video games of that series, and, like, Hotshot has a list of them, and we're gonna talk about, like, what the games do.
And the title of the show is Digimon Digital Monsters. Digimons are the champions.
Okay, Hotshot, save the
Essentially the same show.
Save the podcast. Go ahead.
All right, the actual topic is top 5 Hotshot anime games again, but it's specifically Pokemon games.
Edition.
Pokemon Edition.
I'm so hyped up for this.
Actually, I'm kind of excited to do like other like Hotshot video games, Pokemon Edition, Digimon Edition, like other just anime.
Yeah, I mean, you're a gamer. This is like your sweat, blood, tears, and love.
Yeah, this is just what I do. Like, you sit on the computer and just watch the screen. I sit on the computer, I make magic happen.
I hear bias in your voice.
There's complete bias in my voice.
All right. So, let's. I mean, how are you doing? Good, Hotshot. I'm doing good. I just turned 25. Birthday was really fun.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And you're doing well yourself?
Yeah, but let's save that for after the podcast.
Yeah. Really quickly, I just wanted to catch up with you.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Me and Kyo are still trying to get living expenses things figured out. So we just have a lot on our plate that we're dealing with.
Yeah, no, I get it. All right. Go ahead, Hotshot. Take it away with your first game.
All right, guys. So these are going to be in no specific order, but it is going to be my top 5 Pokemon games. So in order to start us off here, I'm going to go ahead and start with one that I thought Jaden would know, like not inside now, but at least know of. And that's going to be Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64. Now, Jaden, do you have any idea what this is at all?
Honestly, I have a very brief idea of what Pokemon Snap is. From what I...
All right, hit me with what you think.
What I gathered, it looks like it's more of a 2D thing is what I'm seeing here. It looks more simplified than these other games we're gonna get into. And then it's a shooter or something, basically?
Okay, so kinda, but it's a different kind of shooter, and it's not really 2D. So what it is you play as this kid named Snap. Like, your name is actually Snap. And what you are is a photographer. So you're actually there to take pictures of wild Pokemon. So you don't have any control of the movement. You're on a cart that's on a set track going around different areas of the island. And as you come across the Pokemon just in sight, you take pictures of them and try to get the best picture of each Pokemon. So, like, there's Pikachu, there's Meowth, there's Squirtle, Charmander, Snorlax. Like, there's a whole bunch of different Pokemon that you actually take pictures of. And there's also secret Pokemon in there. Like, if you knock a Charmeleon into a volcano, he becomes a Charizard, and it reveals a really good shot. There's also, like, Articuno and Mewtwo are also in there. It's just really, really cool. It's not like that you're battling other Pokemon or anything. You're just there taking pictures of these Pokemon.
That's really cool. So basically it's like Instagram for Pokemon?
I mean, you're not 100% wrong, but Instagram, you take pictures of yourself. This is just a photographer taking pictures of wildlife.
This game looks older than the other ones we're going to be talking about. When did this...
It is, because this one came out on, I'm not sure the date, but this one is on the Nintendo 64. So this was like Mario 64 era.
Oh, man. It was released 2000s in 1999. And it's single player.
It is single player, yeah. There's no multiplayer in this, because, I mean, it's hard to make a multiplayer out of taking pictures of Pokemon.
I just want to say a little thing really quickly. Like, earlier when I was talking with you, like, oh, send me the games we're going to be talking about. And then you didn't. And then you sent the word Snap, so I thought you were like, oh, Snap, I forgot. And then these were the other games. I didn't realize that Snap was the actual game. So, okay, well... I think it's a
So-
cool concept though. I think
Yeah.
it's really fun that like you just take pictures of these Pokemon. You collect them, and it's pretty simple, pretty inoffensive, nothing too complex. So if you don't like convoluted games, I feel like this is right up the alley.
Yeah, Snap is funny enough. He is an actual canon character in the show later on. Like there is actually a trainer who takes pictures of Pokemon. So I just thought that was kind of an addition. And I'm just gonna say this now. I meant to say this at the start, but I'm gonna say it now. I like anime that start, or I like knowing the origins of them. So like if they started as an anime, or if they started as a game, or anything like that, I like knowing where they start. And Pokemon actually started as a game before it got the anime adaptation. So there's more life, I feel like, in the actual games.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like when you like compare like the two pieces of media, it's important to like I like there's connections between the two where obviously like it's from the same name, Pokemon, but if you have canon characters that find themselves in the series, like it's a good way to promote the game can promote the series. So overall I really like this like simple game. This is like a fun thing that I could probably get into personally.
Yeah, which I mean, basically Jaden doesn't get into anything unless it's anime. So if I don't talk about a game that isn't anime, he's not going to get into it. I'm not going to get Jaden to play Arkham Knight.
I was asking you to play Fortnite earlier and you didn't want to, and that's not anime.
Yeah, but I'm talking games that matter.
Okay, what's your next pick?
All right, going up next, this is another Nintendo 64 era. And this is one that I played a little bit growing up, but I've played a lot more recently. And when I say recently, I mean like in the past month or so. And that's Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. And I'm including both of them because they're essentially the same game. 2 just has more Pokemon in it.
Okay, I see. Okay, I actually know this game, and I have played this game. I'm looking back at it. I have. It's the versus one where you like just have you're in a stadium and you're playing against different Pokemon trainers, and you have your own Pokemons, right? Yeah.
Right. So there's no training. There's no gym battles. There's no any of that. It's just getting in and doing Pokemon battles just to do Pokemon
It's the first
battles,
151, and it's turn-based. It's that one, right? Okay, I played this. I love this game. Hotshot, good pick. Good pick.
Thank you. Then tell me what you remember about it.
I just remember selecting the attacks and just Blastoise. Blastoise was the best in this game. I love attacking with Blastoise. It was so just, when he does an attack and then the animation comes in and just a water blast at the opponent and you're like, you see that health bar go down and then your friend gets pissed at you and you smirk at him and then it's his turn and he has a fire-based Pokemon because he's an idiot. And then I fire more water at him and then I win. And it's the best. That's what I remember. That was very personal.
Really? Because I KO'd Blastoise in one hit with Pikachu.
Okay, I hate you.
And I also use Zapdos on Blastoise.
Yeah, you're using lightning based. Obviously, it's gonna like it's Hotshot. Like, come on, like you're burning you're burning wood with fire, and you're like impressed by it. Of course, like lightning based Pokemon are gonna be better than water based Pokemon. It's just
okay. Articuno.
Okay, I hate you. Stop.
I have legendary birds on my side.
Whatever. So, what's so good about this game and like overall for you? What was the big draw about it?
Overall, it's the only Pokemon game that I've played at least that you can actually just focus on couch versus like just local co-op play. Just being able to plug it in with a friend of yours, just whoever happens to be around at the time, and you guys just play Pokemon together. That's honestly a massive draw for me for a lot of games, really, is just having the freedom to just play with whoever's in the room with you. Unlike all the games that we have now, which is just strictly online, like Fortnite. Like, you have to be online in order to play them, or have to be online in order to play them with other players, which I get the draw. I really do. It's just, there's a certain pleasing aesthetic to being able to play with, like, just inviting a couple friends over, getting some snacks together, and just having a good time playing the same game.
It's giving me like a Mario Kart Super Smash Bros. Feeling, like one of those kind of nights you would break out this game too.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing really wrong with that in my eyes. Like, I prefer doing that as opposed to online. And don't get me wrong, in the single player for Stadium, I never really got into all that much because I don't know if there actually is a story, if you just get in to practice battles or anything like that. I mainly just played the versus mode.
Right. It's still like fun to me because like the versus mode was just it was like the cream, the crop. Like it was the entire game. The game engine was entirely based on that. Basically, the whole point of buying this game and using these Pokemon and like customizing your Pokemon and customizing your teams to have the best chances. But like the thing with this game too is that you can customize your Pokemon as well as you would like, but it's never gonna be the perfect team because each Pokemon has its strengths and weaknesses. So overall, great game.
And I will say, like I said, lately, me and Kyo have been playing this, and just to keep things fair, because first player always picks their Pokemon first, right? So what we do is whoever's picking their Pokemon, they'll just shield their eyes. So like we don't know who's going into what with what kind of Pokemon. So it's an actual trainer fight instead of like, say I pick a team of entire fighter starters and he's watching me pick my team, and then it's just Blastoise, Squirtle, Articuno, like basically just so we don't have the upper hand on each other.
Right. I see what you mean. You balance it out that way.
Yeah, we try to keep it fair. Then of course, like if I'm just feeling like a jerk, I'll just peek on it anyway.
Porkio.
All right, you ready for the next one?
That's all I had on this game, but just final thoughts. Like, I feel like this one was like the next step up from like the Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, Pokemon Green. Like, this was the next like good thing in Pokemon gaming, in my opinion, in that era.
Like, yeah, because it's an actual just versus fight, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's just, I mean, that's the pleasing thing I get from it. It's just you can get in, pick your team. That's it. That's all you need to do. No training, no experience, no nothing. Just get in and fight.
Keeping it simple.
Speaking of getting in there and fight, so this next one is a little bit weird in my opinion.
But it's still top 5 worthy.
It's still top 5 worthy, yeah. But at the same time, it's top 5 worthy because it's different. Right. But it's still so weird.
And we're talking about...
So, I'm talking about Pokken Tournament. Now, Jaden, have you even heard of this one?
This one is a complete mystery to me, honestly.
So, this one came out with the Nintendo Switch.
I already don't like it.
What?
I don't like the Switch.
What? You don't like the Switch?
So
okay, let's get into that for a second. Why don't you like the Switch?
Start. I play with his friend, and his Switch always crashes. It's never good, and it's just super annoying. So I don't like the Switch.
Really? Because my Switch is doing just fine.
Well, different countries, different problems.
Yeah, so I have a better Switch, and you have better healthcare. Priorities.
Oh my god. So Pokken Tournament.
All right, So Pokken Tournament, it came out with the Switch, and unlike other Pokemon games where like you find trainers and you find trainers, battle against them, train up against them, or wild Pokemon, you catch them to battle gym leaders, you don't do any of that here. This, you just pick one Pokemon, and it's a fighting game. That you pick that Pokemon, you control that Pokemon. You can punch, you can kick, you can jab, you can throw. It is a fighting game, but only for Pokemon.
So you stick with the one Pokemon you pick the whole time, and that's all you...
No, so I mean, you have the options to pick from a roster, but from there's Blaziken, there's Machamp, there's Pikachu, Charizard's in there, Lucario's in there. It's a really odd spur of characters.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the options here, and what, like Charizard, Croagunk, Darkrai, Decidueye. Oh, I can't say these names, man. Gengar. So it's really random, and there's not that many. There's like what, 20 big tops?
There's like 12 to 15 that you can actually pick from, yeah. But it's just really weird, and especially when you consider the fact one of the 15 is Pikachu in a Luchador costume.
Yeah, I saw an option called Pikachu Libre.
Yeah, again, it's a little odd, but I like the fact that it's that different because, like, don't get me wrong, I love all Pokemon games that I've played. Like, I love fighting the trainers, I love catching wild Pokemon, but there's just something about just picking one Pokemon and just absolutely controlling them like you would say in Street Fighter, and just absolutely wrecking Pikachu or Charizard. It just feels amazing.
Why is the roster so odd, though? I'm actually confused about that.
That one, I don't know. That one, I mean, obviously I had no say in who goes in the roster, but I do find it a little bit funny that you, again, have Pikachu and then you have Lucario, or you have Charizard and then you have a ghost type. It's just like, these aren't, if you're gonna do a fighting game for Pokemon, Pikachu I can kind of understand the leeway on, but pick fighting type Pokemon. Like, where's Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan?
Right, but I feel like these are the most popular ones, no?
No, not at all. Like, Blastoise is Blastoise is in there.
I'm looking at the list. He's only available on the Switch. He's not available on arcade or the Wii U mode.
Okay, so he's only available on the newest one, I guess. Maybe it did come out with the Wii U. I thought it came out with the Switch.
It came out in an arcade, Wii U, and Switch is what I'm reading here.
Okay, I thought it was released like the release date of the Switch. I could be wrong
But
on
like,
that, though.
and the Switch is the only one where all the Pokemons are available.
Are available, yeah. I mean, it is a very chaotic like spur of who you actually get to pick as, but you pick you pick who you want to be. So say you pick Charizard, and then you just get in a wrestling ring, and you just basically go until their health depletes. There's no commands from the trainer like flamethrower or anything. It's just scratch, claw, throw, flamethrower, hydro pump, whatever you do. There's special moves you can do, which is just like their Pokemon abilities essentially that you can perform. And there's no, from what I've seen at least, there's no distinct advantage from picking types. So like Blastoise isn't going to have an advantage over Charizard. It's just, you're just there to fight.
No, exactly. I understand. I think it's really cool. Like, I think my favorite mode would probably be arcade. This is a very arcade-like game to me where you get your joystick, you get there with your buddy, and you play Pokken Tournament. Like, a tournament-based arcade game with Pokemon is just, it's a very cool concept that I can definitely wrap my mind around. And I really like the idea where you take the single Pokemon, and that's your fighter. You know what I mean? And, like, you just try to win the battle, and they all have their own moves, and the gameplay looks really cool from what I'm gathering here. The concept art is amazing too. So yeah, no, really cool game that I didn't know existed. Like I'm actually like, this is what I enjoy about these gaming podcasts with you, is that, you know, like this is like a universe, a dimension that you know very well, and I feel like I'm learning as I'm podcasting with you, which is really, really cool.
Which is honestly how I feel a lot of the time just podcasting about certain anime. Like, especially when we get in our list podcast.
Oh, yeah.
There are some lists that we do where you do picks. I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah. Same here, man.
No, I'm aware. But, I mean, that's just why we do what we do. Like, I say something I interest. If it piques your interest, you check it out. And vice versa.
Exactly.
And if it's just like, that sounds lame, nope.
So,
just stay away.
Pikachu exactly, by the way.
See? There you go. I think it's a rodent.
Oh! No, I'm kidding.
He actually is an electric mouse. All right, so you ready for the next one?
You are. Oh my god, we're blowing through these way too fast.
We are actually blowing through these way too fast. Maybe you should have thought more about like me just having a my pick.
All right, I will bring up some things if we have free time after. Okay? We'll see, because we still have two more to go. We don't know how those conversations are gonna go. So, all right. Oh man, can we go? Can I pick the next one though? Can I pick the next one? Because I really want to talk about this next one because
I know what one you want to say. I want to save that one for last because that's my favorite Pokemon.
You know which one I want to pick?
I know what one you want to pick.
Pick it, and then we'll see if it's that one.
The one that isn't Let's Go Eevee. See, yeah, I want to save that one for last because that's my favorite Pokemon game.
No, I'm kidding.
All right, so since you don't know the name of the other one, but you know the name of the one that one wasn't, now we're going to talk about Let's Go Eevee.
Hotshot.
So this is the latest installment of the Pokemon franchise that came out with Let's Go Pikachu. I personally got the Let's Go Eevee because I like Eevee more than Pikachu. And it combines all aspects of previous Pokemon games, like you fight trainers. Basically, they catch you in a line of sight. You have to battle them. You have no say. They just see you, walk up to you, demand a fight. You have no say in the matter.
It makes me uncomfortable sometimes.
It really does, though, especially when like there's this just very old man who just spots you. Like all you're wanting to do is hunt down a Rattata, and this guy just sees you from across the way, walking over, says something random about his grandson, and then all of a sudden you're fighting him. It's just like
all the time looking in the same tunnel vision. And if you cross this person's path, it walks straight to you. You're frozen, and then you just have to fight.
You can't move. I mean, at the same time, that's like the only way to get like trainer experience is to just battle. But at the same time, it's just like, guys, I just want to chase my Meowth. I don't want to fight you right now. I could. It just like, I'd just be slightly annoyed all the time. Just, fine, let's just do this.
But yes.
But what I meant by it combines aspects like that's just kind of pour the chorus for Pokemon games. It's just a trainer sees you, you have to battle them, that's that. But instead of wounding and wearing down a wild Pokemon when you encounter them, it goes to the Pokemon Go format, where instead of battling them, all you have to do is actually throw a Pokeball at them and catch them. and then they're yours. You don't have to battle them. You just have to make sure the Pokeball hits.
Okay, I see what you mean. I'm reading here something about it, and I'm actually really interested. Apparently it has a Pokemon Go integration, which, in my opinion, in the last decade, the most popular Pokemon game was Pokemon Go. What do you think of this? This game having it like an integration for Pokemon Go. Like, does that not speak to the popularity of this mobile game?
I mean, it speaks to the popularity. I mean, the name of the game is Let's Go Eevee instead of Pokemon Go. I mean, Go is
right,
in
so
the
they're
title.
really trying to keep going with this.
So, I mean, what they do is after you reach a certain point in the game, you can go to a Pokemon park and you can link your Pokemon Go account to the park, and you can actually have your Pokemon that you've caught from Pokemon Go in the park that you can actually swap out with your party.
That's actually super cool.
So, like, if I caught a Raichu and I haven't encountered a Raichu yet, I can go into the park, download my Raichu onto Let's Go, and then I can actually battle with him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually really cool, but the problem is I just haven't played Pokemon Go all that much since it came out. I played it quite a bit when it started, and then just data plans and stuff like that, I just didn't have it on all the time, so I didn't play it.
I'm reading here the sales as of January 6th, 2019. How many units do you think this game sold in Japan alone?
Well, Let's Go or Pokemon Go?
Let's Go.
I'm gonna say 23 million.
You are the worst highballer ever. Like,
Am I
so
even
far.
close?
It's
Is
so
it more or less?
Far less, man.
All right, 2
Less.
million.
Bit more.
1 million? 1,025,000 or 2,500,000?
No, it's 1,400,000.
Yeah, I wasn't that far off on my
Yeah,
final
okay,
guess.
less. I'm just saying, like, it's a very popular game, and obviously, like, this one's the latest one right now as we're recording.
This is the latest one that's out right now. Yeah, as we're recording, there's hype for the newest one coming out this December, which is Pokemon Sword and Shield, but that one isn't out
real
yet.
quick, what's that one about?
Sword and Shield, I'm honestly not entirely sure. I just know that there's 3 new starters and a whole lot more Pokemon actually added. My favorite I already have a favorite starter, and that's Scorbunny. That's a bunny that starts fires with his speed, and I love him.
Does he start fire with his lifting speed?
And yes, it's always with lifting speed. He lifts things so fast that everything around him catches fire.
Okay, good. That's good lifting speed.
It's very good lifting speed, and also fuck you.
I actually have a noob question to ask you. It's okay.
Shoot.
How many Pokemon are we at?
Oh, like currently? Like how many Pokemon are there actually? I have no idea. I gave up after 45 or 450.
Give me your final thoughts. I want to go look it up. I'm gonna look up the number. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so final thoughts on Let's Go Eevee. I love the fact that it is just a Let's Go, or Pokemon Go is the way you catch your wild animals or wild Pokemon, and I do honestly like the training or fighting trainers every time they see you, even though it is kind of daunting at times. And it never feels like it's too restricted. Like, you just talk to people and you go on and have your Pokemon adventure. And that's really all it is. And there are gym battles. I haven't beaten this one, but there are gym battles you have to do in order to eventually get in to defeat the Elite Four again, or Elite Six in this case. Are there 6 or 4?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't either. Like, you get 6 gyms, but then it says there's Elite Four or the Elite Six. I can't remember the actual number. So I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I will say I've spent well over 100 hours just catching Pokemon and battling other trainers, and like just earning my my Pokemon up.
Like it's progressing like any other game.
Yeah. Oh, and there is also a trading system where you can actually trade with other players of like Let's Go Pokemon or Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. So like if you want one of theirs, you can trade them one of yours. And there's also trading in game that you can do on your own. If you find a computer that has an Aloha type Pokemon, so like if they have an Aloha Diglett, you can actually trade them a normal Diglett for that Diglett. And then you have an Aloha on your team.
All right, Hotshot, please don't highball. How many Pokemon are there right now?
Okay, this isn't me highballing. This is actually me doing a serious guess. 675? 975? 742? 807.
That's actually insane.
It is, but I thought it would be well over
7
1,000
different
right
generations
now,
of
if I'm being
Pokemon.
completely honest. If you didn't tell me not to highball, I probably would have said over 1,000.
I know you would. That's what I said. And number 807 is Zerara.
See, this is why I gave up after like the third generation.
An electric type mythical Pokemon.
Oh, so he doesn't even exist.
None of these exist. They're not real.
I don't know about you, but I have a Pikachu running in a hamster wheel right now.
Fake news.
That would be amazing, though. Just a Pikachu running in a little hamster wheel and sparks just like slowly start generating. That's actually what powers your house.
Okay. I actually have
incredible.
a topic I want to get to after your last pick, so you can go ahead with your final pick. Hotshot's number one game, maybe not.
This one actually is my favorite Pokemon game, and that's why I did save this one for last. The other ones don't really have an order, but this one is my favorite Pokemon game that I've played.
Digimon what?
I'm gonna hurt you. Pokemon Gale of Darkness XD. That is actually the title. There's actually an XD
I know,
on it.
which is an emoji I sent to all my friends. But anyways, what's this game about? Because it looks really cool.
You said you knew this one.
I knew this one a little bit. What I remember about it is we talked about it on the Cloud9 podcast, the final episode with oh my god, Retro. Thank you.
With Retro. You're actually 100% right. We have talked about this one before. But Gale of Darkness, so what it is, you're a trainer who starts off with an Eevee, and somehow there's this legendary Pokemon that's starting to like corrupt the hearts of other Pokemon. So in order to actually correct this, you have to battle trainers who have corrupted Pokemon, and then you just take their Pokemon. So like at the end of it, you actually throw a Pokeball at them like you would any other Pokemon, and you catch them, you steal them, and then the more you work with them, instead of getting XP, the darkness in their heart slowly decreases until they're restored.
This is very similar to the latest, the newest Pokemon film that came out in theaters.
Which one was that?
Pokemon Detective, Pikachu Detective.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Detective
Pikachu, you mean. I wanted to see it, but I never did. I never made the time, and now it's gone.
That's what I wanted to talk about afterwards. But anyways, so
okay.
So these Pokemons are corrupted, and basically you have to go around and like heal them.
Yeah, and in order to do that, after they get enough XP, essentially, so like after they start flashing that you've cleared the darkness, you take them back to essentially a Pokemon Center. They clear them, and then they can become a permanent part of your party.
How many can you have in your party at once?
I think you can have 6. You might be able to have more, but I think it caps out at 6.
That's the standard number. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So, like, and I believe you can actually swap out your starter in this one. Like, all the other ones, you need your starter in them, I believe. But in this one, you can actually swap out your starter. Which is
never a good idea, in my opinion, because your starter is your bread and butter. It's what you built the foundation.
No, yeah, because you start with them, your first battle is with them, you keep them, and then they eventually start going up. Like, my first playthrough of this one, I actually evolved my Eevee into a Flareon.
Really?
Yeah, you can evolve your starter in this
that's
one.
actually pretty cool, though.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's actually a thing that you had to look up. Like, you can go to several different cities. You can get a Fire Stone or a Water Stone, Electric Stone, whatever you want to evolve your Eevee into. Like, there was a Umbreon, Espeon, Flareon, and you can evolve your Eevee.
All right, I have 2 things I want to ask you. First of all, I'm seeing here on this article that there's Pokestops in the game. What's that about?
So Pokestops are where you go to actually clear the darkness. That's where you go to heal your
I see.
other
And there's
Pokemon.
like several like throughout the map. Like, are you walking through a map? Like, what's?
So you're walking through a map. You're going from town to town to town. Like, you are still doing gym battles and stuff, essentially. But your main focus is finding the cause of like why Pokemon are corrupted in the first place. And
it's a standard Pokemon structure with a bit of a twist, basically. Okay.
Yeah, kind of. You're not there to just do gym battles. You're there to find the cause of like why this is happening. And the final stretch of battles, oh, I love it because you fight all the legendary birds. You fight Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and Lugia. Lugia is actually the one causing it. He's been corrupted. You actually have a Master Ball that you can use at any time, and it's honestly best to use it on him because you don't have to fight him at all. You don't have to do anything. Just throw the Master Ball at Lugia. You caught him. Game win.
Real?
And now you actually have to work to clear Lugia.
This is one thing I want to bring up. I'm reading here that there was a lot of mixed reviews for this game. Like IGN left it a 6.8 out of 10. 3 out of 5 stars for GameSpot. Game Informer 58%. It's your favorite game, and these companies are saying it's not that great. Obviously, you have your opinion; they have their own opinion. But why do you think this game, that your favorite game, has had mixed reviews from different reputable sources?
In my opinion, I think a lot of it does have to do with like how not like other Pokemon games it is. Like how you can steal Pokemon from other trainers, or it's not focused on gym battles, it's focused on like detective style story. Like just stuff like that, or the fact that you don't battle like one-on-one Pokemon, you can have 2 out at a time.
Right, so just because it's more offbeat, that people aren't used to it, it's kind of a curveball. And
I think so, and it's also, I will admit, when you get into the story, it's really, really convoluted. Like, Pokemon just standard story is train to be the best there ever was. That's it. That's all you have to do. And in Gale of Darkness, there's a lot of investigation of like who's causing the darkness spell, or why is this happening? Come on, Eevee, let's go investigate.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. It's treated more as just like your run-of-the-mill RPG than it is a Pokemon
and you think that's
game.
because it's treated differently. That's why it's not as well received as other games.
I think so, because a lot of people are just relaxed to the formula of Pokemon games at that point. And this one came out on the GameCube, so it was more of a 3D model to it as well. But it's just, there's a lot of steps in it. It's been a long time since I played it, so I can't really refresh everything to the best. But from what I remember, it is a lot different than just like, say, Pokemon Blue or Pokemon Diamond.
Fair enough across the board here. What do you think could have made this game better is what I wanted to know.
I honestly love the fact that you actually have a purpose for catching the Pokemon now and clearing them. Like, you can collect all the Pokemon still, don't get me wrong. But it's just the fact that you steal Pokemon and you work to clear them and work to heal them, essentially. I just love the fact that you can steal other Pokemon. So essentially you're a Team Rocket player.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Like, it feels like you're like almost on Team. You start like kind of on Team Rocket on this when you play this game.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel that way because you keep stealing, but you're working to actually help the Pokemon, and then you have a choice to either release the Pokemon or you can actually just keep them. Like, you have the choice to release at your will.
What do you oh, really?
I keep them.
Why not release them?
Because they are powerful allies after they're cleared. Like, you can actually... basically, the entire time that they have the darkness, they don't level up because all their experience goes to draining the darkness. But after you drain the darkness, they level up quick.
Right. Is there any benefit to releasing them?
No. It's just, okay, you're done. Bye.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's why I keep them.
That's why this game's like probably like not well received. That's a major flaw.
Well, I mean, you have in other Pokemon games, you have the freedom to like empty Pokemon box or anything like that and like set your Pokemon free. You have that choice. It's just, yeah, it doesn't really offer anything other than just like freeing space in your Pokemon inventory.
It sounds kind of like it sounds convoluted with that. I just don't. I feel like it's not as well thought out as the other ones. I feel like they kind of just took like a standard Pokemon, like go here, go there, do that, and then just slapped on this like infected twist a little bit, and then now that's like the only little thing that really makes it different enough for it to stand alone as its own game. I'm not feeling this one after all, Hotshot. I'm sorry.
No, you're completely fine. Honestly, the more you explain it, the more you are to like not check it out. But this is one that I grew up with, and this is still my favorite Pokemon game.
Nostalgia.
You can have your opinion, even if it's
wrong.
But this one is mine.
It's an opinion, Hotshot.
It's my opinion that your opinion is wrong.
It's my opinion that you should just. It's just an opinion.
Well, it's my opinion that... Wait, no, that's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Oh, okay, Hotshot. I know you said you don't have a top 5, but if you had to, like, rank these, I'm actually curious how you would place them. Obviously, Gale of Darkness is number 1. What's number 5?
Number 5, I would say, is Pokken Tournament.
I actually am surprised by that.
Yep.
I thought that would be your number 3. What's your number 4?
Pokemon Snap.
I thought that would be your 5.
4.
Oh my. Okay, just you know what? Go ahead. Just finish.
Then, Pokemon Stadium would be 3, and then Let's Go Eevee would be 2.
Like I don't know you well enough. Like, yeah.
You didn't get any of that.
But it's
right,
okay. These things.
Now I'm curious. I'm curious though. What ones did you expect would go where?
Number 5 I thought would be Snap, and then Number 4, sorry, I thought would be Let's Go Eevee, and then I thought it would be Stadium, Pokken Tournament, and then Gale of Darkness. That's how I saw it. Yeah, I just thought you liked the arcade aspect of it.
Oh, so you thought Pokken Tournament would be my second? Yeah, no.
Fair enough. Yeah,
No,
I
do love the arcade aspect to it, but you can't really beat the charm and feel of just a classic Pokemon game, and that's why Let's Go Eevee is behind Gale of Darkness.
I mean, I think these games, like Pokemon, is obviously a franchise that's like so popular, and like the game, it has like like especially on Twitch and other websites, like people are always streaming this stuff.
Yeah, and it's still going. It's still getting like new installments and new Pokemon. We're getting new games this year.
We got a new movie this year.
At the same time, though, in your opinion, do you think Pokemon should just be done?
No.
No?
Because it has such a large fan base. Like, why? And people are consuming it. People are enjoying it. Like, why would you stop?
Yeah, I guess I just kind of see it just like on the marketing side. So like, it's just like a lot of it is about money. That it's still one of the massive forerunners for anime culture in the first place. Like, if you replace Pokemon, then because that's what a lot of people's first anime actually is, or exposure to like anime culture is just Pokemon stuff. I want to say it was mine too, but I could be wrong.
Yours was Digimon, I remember.
No, I mean like, okay, yeah, no, you're right. It was Digimon, but then like, I can't remember if I got into Naruto first or if it was Pokemon then.
I don't know, because you didn't watch all the episodes apparently.
What, of Naruto?
Yeah, because you didn't watch Shippuden.
I played the games.
Exactly. Thank you.
I got into the games.
Thank you very much.
Fine, just because of that, I know what our next anime game list is gonna be.
All right, Hotshot, I don't know, was there anything else you wanted to add? Like, I don't want to make this like a shorter episode, but like, I want to talk about the Pokemon movie, but obviously you didn't see it yet, so can't really do that. We went through all your games. I think we've covered like the entire ground, unless there's anything else you want to mention. Like, any final thoughts?
We have pretty much covered everything, but there is something I'm just curious about.
Go ahead, yeah, for sure.
So you may not have played a lot of Pokemon games, but I want to know who your favorite Pokemon is.
Okay, well, it's gonna sound so dumb, but like I really am a fan of Pikachu. Like, it's such a cop-out. I know it's a cop-out, but I love Pikachu. I would play the Game Boy games, and I would grab Pikachu, and I would get a Thunderstone to make sure he doesn't upgrade, because just the bond that Pikachu and Ash had together, just like, as a kid, I was like, that is the coolest thing. I want a friend like that, and when I got a Pikachu in the forest at the beginning in the Game Boy games, like, I would just hold on to it. I would hold on to Pikachu for as long as I could. So Pikachu is absolutely my favorite Pokemon.
It's kind of funny because originally, like when I first got into Pokemon, Charmander was mine. But ever since, it's swapped around like several different times. Like it was Charmander, then it was Squirtle, then it was Pikachu. It was Butterfree for a time, then it was Mew for a short while. Like I just went all over the place.
Yeah, but your favorites always switch. Your favorites always switch.
What, like not just with this, but with everything?
With everything, like you're the guy. I don't remember what exact anime we were talking about. We were talking about like who's your favorite anime character. You're like, oh, I like this guy, but then he died. So then it became this character, but then that character died. So then that character became my favorite character. Like your favorites always switch. Hotshot.
I'm not gonna change the way that I am.
No, you should. You should. I'm just saying.
No, I know, but now I'm actually. Oh, I think I know what anime you're talking about.
What was it?
I think it was Danganronpa, but I could be wrong.
I don't know exactly, but it could have been.
We're gonna have to ask Yuki on that one.
Yeah. All right, Hotshot. That's everything I've got. So let's. I think we can start wrapping this up.
Yeah, let's go and wrap this up. So this one will be a bit of a shorter one, but it happens.
No, it's nice to have shorter episodes, I find, just because like all of these episodes are sometimes like an hour long, and people find them to be long sometimes. So you know what, switching it around is totally cool.
Yeah, just like every now and again we'll have one that's like 15 minutes, and it'll just be me and Jaden just bickering about Black Star for 15 minutes.
All right, go ahead and plug your thing.
You guys can go ahead and find me right here on Giant Music's channel on Anime Podcasters. I am now officially in a majority of the episodes.
Oh, for
Though
sure.
I have been for a while, I feel like, but it just feels like I haven't been, just because like I know there's a lot of episodes I'm not in.
Yeah, but you're no. This is our gig. This is a me and you thing.
It's now officially me and Giant. So You guys can find me here on Giant. You guys can find me over on Twitter at Costume Ginger. And my channel, Hotshot Ginger, does have something coming its way in October. And there is something else that I am working on with GoProkyo and another couple friends of ours. Jaden, I don't know if Kyo's told you about that, and I don't know if he wants me to reveal it, so I'm not going to reveal it yet, but I'm working on a thing.
Now I'm going to spam him until he tells me.
That's completely what I want you to do. Why do you think I'm letting this slip? Anyway, guys, you can go ahead and just find me in those places and keep an eye out on my channel. There is going to be a new, not a person, but a new character coming your way very soon.
I want one video this decade.
I will promise you one video this millennia and no more.
All right. Before I plug my thing, I want to let everyone know that the artwork for Anime Podcasters, the visuals for Anime Podcasters are provided by GoProkyo. He's available for commission. He's very, very talented, and his rates are super affordable. So go check him out on Twitter at GoProkyo and hire him for any services. He's the best. Animation, drawing, anything you need. All right, and for myself, obviously, you can follow the podcast on Facebook, facebook.com/Anime Podcasters. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Giant Music. And then you can also subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Giant Music. Twitter is at Giant Music. Patreon.com/Giant Music if you have an extra buck in your bank account. And finally, if you want to hire me for freelance services, you can do so on giantmusic.com. All right, that's going to be everything for myself, for Hotshot, for Anime Podcasters. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode of
Anime Podcasters.
I hate you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Anime Podcasters. If you would like to support the podcast, you can find audio downloads on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and Google Play. If you would like to support the voices in this podcast, follow their links in the description and the Twitter handles on screen. See you next time, weebs.